ever feel like you spend your life juggling between family and work and friendships and health and simple daily commitments, all of which demand your rapt and undivided attention? It seems all you can do to satisfy all these demands is to frantically keep juggling them and just hoping and praying that no balls drop. This makes life nerve-wracking and stressful and just plain exhausting, right? You can't continue like this. It's no way to live. So the question is, which balls that you have in the air matter the most? How do you determine which ball is most important? Which ball, if dropped, would be okay? Which ball, if dropped, would be devastating? The answer to that question is what can give you your sanity back and allow you to be much more proficient at juggling life's complexities and opportunities. This is something that I learned from the former CEO of Coca-Cola Enterprises, Brian Dyson, on how he saw the prioritization of his commitments. Here's the deal, as he said. You will always have more work than you can ever get done. There will always be more balls in the air than you can possibly keep juggling without killing yourself and without dropping the wrong ones at the worst possible time. So, it's first most important to identify what type of balls you're juggling. There are crystal balls and there are rubber balls. It is critical to know which is which, because if you drop a rubber ball, you can always come back later and pick it up. But if you drop a crystal ball, it will shatter. It's all over for you. Knowing the difference will help you effectively manage your priorities. Imagine life as a constant juggling act, one in which you will always have 5 balls in the air. You can name those 5 work, family, health, friends, and spirit. Now, you want to properly prioritize them. For instance, for the most part, work is a rubber ball. If you drop it, it will bounce back. And the other 4 balls, family, health, friends, and spirit, are usually made of crystal. If you drop one of these, it can be irrevocably scuffed, marked, nicked, damaged, or even shattered. Then, it will never be the same. That is lesson number 1 here, to identify categorically which areas of your life are crystal balls and which are rubber. Now, here's lesson number 2. At different times, some of what are your rubber balls might turn crystal. And during those times, they will need to be handled with more priority and care. If your business faces an impending existential threat or crisis, one where if you drop this ball now, it shatters. Sometimes there's a family crisis, a health crisis, or a crisis with a friend, and that becomes the crystal ball of focus, and the others go rubber for a time. And then lesson number 3 here is, and this is a big lesson to grasp today, inside of each of those 5 areas of life is a whole juggling act in and of itself. In the area of your work, when you look at your to-do list, your project list, your product list, your deadline list, your client list, some of those right now are crystal, while others are rubber. You see, this is an interesting and nuanced way of filtering and identifying your priorities. We've taught you before to filter based on importance, those things that are most vital to your mission achievement and needle-moving goals, but this brings into focus those priorities that right now might be more sensitive. One that if this ball drops now, the consequences can have shattering effects. This could be the tough conversation that you need to have with a teammate or the drama-causing client. This could be the reading of the fine point on a long-term vendor agreement. This could be the time that you need to take away from your calendar in order to give the proper time, attention, and appreciation to a top producing team member or a top advocating client to be sure that they know that you see and appreciate them. You see, those time and attention commitments don't always make the top of the list on needle-moving to-dos on your mission and goals. But of all the other things on your project list, on your priority list, the balls that you're juggling right now, they are the most sensitive and long-term consequential, if not attended to and juggled with care. So you see how this works? So here's what to do with this most important mentor session that we're having here today. Number 1, take the 5 areas of your life and right now determine which areas are crystal and which are rubber. Remember, at different times, they will be different. They can't all be crystal all the time, okay? So which one right now is more sensitive is that if it's not attended to it with priority and care right now, can have the most significant and irreparable consequences. That is where you need to prioritize first. 2, within those crystal areas, which of the balls you're juggling, what specific tasks, to-dos, projects, and responsibilities are crystal, while the other functions and tasks are rubber and can bounce around and be attended to later. And then number 3, after the most urgent and important is attended to, take a look at all 5 areas of your life and parse out the crystal tasks and responsibilities, those that if not attended to will have long-term shattering effects on your results, and those that can bounce a while until you're able to attend to them properly. So you see how this can get you laser focused on what matters the most now and why? I hope so. So you tell us, after jotting your thoughts down in your Darren Daily journal, tell us which of your 5 areas are crystal right now, based on current situation and circumstances, and which 1 or 2 are the most crystal functions, projects, or activities inside that area for you now, and what you intend to do about it today. The answers to that will help you take a focused and proficient action on your day. Happy juggling. Happy Friday, everybody! The local charity realized that it had never received a donation from the city's most successful lawyer, so a volunteer paid the lawyer a visit in his lavish office. The volunteer opened up the meeting by saying, "Our research shows that even though your annual income is over $2 million a year, you don't give a penny to charity. Wouldn't you like to give something back to your community?" The lawyer thinks about it for a minute and says, "First, did your research also show that my mother is dying after a long, painful illness, and she has huge medical bills that are far beyond her ability to pay?" Embarrassed, the rep mumbles, "No, I didn't know that." "Secondly," says the lawyer, "did it also show you that my brother, a disabled veteran, is blind and confined to a wheelchair and is unable to support his wife and 6 children?" The stricken rep begins to stammer and apologize, but is cut off again. "Thirdly, did your research also show that my sister's husband died in a dreadful car accident, leaving her penniless with a mortgage and 3 children, one of whom is disabled and another that has learning disabilities requiring an array of private tutors?" The humiliated rep now, completely beaten, says, "I'm so sorry. I had no idea." And the lawyer concludes with, "So, if I didn't give any of them any money, what makes you think I'd give you any money?" Sorry, lawyers. Easy target. A guy's wife is looking in the mirror and asks her husband, "Does this dress make me look fat?" So he says, "Do you promise not to get mad no matter what I say?" The wife says, "Yes, I promise." So the husband says, "I had sex with your sister." I was waiting for that one. Okay. A while back, a kid named Nick comes home from school to find his mom waiting for him. "I just got a call from your teacher," says Nick's mother. "She says that she wants you to learn the difference between a man and a woman. Take off my dress." So Nick takes off his mother's dress. "Now, take off my bra." So Nick takes off her bra. "Now, take off my panties." So Nick takes off her panties. "Now, promise me that you will never wear my clothes to school again." Have a great weekend, everybody. See you on the flip side.